Okay, so then I was sitting in the chair and I said, where would you like me to go? And all of a sudden, Lieutenant Payton got angry, and I don't know why he got angry. And he said, no, we're taking the computer, we're taking the computer. And I started to cry. And now this is as best that I can recall with everything that's gone on in the last 4.5 years. And if you don't want me to read off of here, this is the best that I can recall. And the other guys were rifling through everything. There was a basket, I remember, that my sister and I had bought at a craft show. And it had pine cones in it, scented pine cones for Christmas. I had kept that, you know, and I had put tapes in it, and he had picked it up, and I said, no, don't take that. I said, that's part of my sister, you know, and they just didn't care. And then my bank card was sitting by I'm sorry. My bank card was sitting there because I ordered from World Start, or sometimes I've bought things off of eBay, like wind chimes for out in our breezeway, you know, and or to give to my grandkids for Christmas or their birthdays or something, because we don't have a lot of money. And that was on there, I'm sure. But anyhow, he got really just dominant up there, and then the next thing I knew, 2 guys, one on each side, and were throwing me backwards, and everybody that was in there was looking at something, taking something, and I was trying to apologize for the suitcases because I couldn't even unpack my suitcases from my sister's funeral, and they were just thrown on the futon and boxes, and you know how you go through people's.
So let me ask you.
Very small. It's very small room, like 12 by 14.
Okay. Let me back up and work you through a question at a time.
Please do.
And you know the questions are going to be direct.
That's fine.
Yeah, and don't misinterpret them as having as I'm trying to get back.
I know you are. I know you are.
So it's my understanding you were sitting in the chair.
Somebody put me in the chair, told me to sit in the chair, Lieutenant Payton.
You were directed to sit in the chair.
Yes.
Payton directed you to sit in the chair. And they were having discussions on
what to take,
yes, and what to do with the computer when they log on or not.
Yes.
And they decided to go ahead and take the computer.
Because he got mad. Lieutenant Payton got mad.
Any idea why he got mad?
Yes, because Rick could not get on the computer. He didn't believe that Rick could not use that computer.
So but you weren't up there then?
Not at that point. Could I please just say my piece so I get out of here?
Okay. All right. We'll put you on hold just a quick sec here.
Please. It's only going to take me just a few minutes.
Okay. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Guys came in the front door. Payton showed me the search. He said, we have a search warrant to search your house. I basically said, fine. We started in through the front door. They had their boots and stuff on. Jenny got mad. She screamed from the dining room, take your goddamn boots off, or crappy boots off, or whatever. Some other guys come looked at Payton. Payton said, leave them on. He said, where's the basement?
They didn't even like this.
They went through the house, and I showed them where the basement's at. 7 of them go downstairs, 2 of them stayed with me. All fast forward. They did a couple hours go by. Stag is sitting there. Kazowski's standing up against the wall. They're pretty much, I guess, supposedly security. You know, they don't know what I'm going to do or not going to do or whatever. Right. I mean, they don't know who I am or what I am or whatever. Yeah, I agree with that. Anyway, they come back upstairs. They hit the dining room. Stag said to me, he said, well, now are you ready to take us upstairs and show us what's on the computer? And I said, no. And before I had a chance to say anything, they said, okay, fine, the computer's done. I said, just hold on for a second. I wasn't shook. These search warrants don't bother me. They bother her more than they bother me. Anyway, that's beside the point. Anyway, I said, let her show you what's on there. I walked upstairs. I think the first one in the computer room. I could be wrong. I guess the time maybe doesn't make a difference if 3 day warrants ready before me or not. But I think I was the first one upstairs. First one in the computer room. We're standing in there. Like I said, it's a small room. It's not a very big room. Maybe it's not even 12 by 14. I'd have to measure. But with everything that she's got in there, it's really tightened up. I'm standing over there. I said, there was at least 1 warden between me and Dayton, maybe 2 wardens. I'm not for sure. He's standing there. I said, would you please just let her show you what's on the computer? I said, she has a bad back. I told Mr. Stagg that downstairs. I said, I made him aware that she's on some pretty heavy drugs, this and that, and all the rest of this. I felt a lot of responsibility. I felt that I'm the one that brought these wardens in the house. I felt it wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for me, and she shouldn't be hurt on something that I did or did not do. Regardless what the problem was, they were in the house on me. Okay, so I feel bad about that part of it. Other than that, they were down the basement, wherever. I never followed them. I never did nothing. They asked me for the keys to my truck. Later, I give them the keys. That's not a problem. The computer, it wasn't that I was scared that there was so much on it that I was scared of them finding this out. I tried to talk to Peyton up there. I don't know. Me and Jeannie talked about this a little bit this morning. And like I told her then, you don't have to be a robot. Nothing has to come across perfect as it was in court. They just want to get some kind of a general idea of what happened up here. I'm trying to talk to Peyton. I'm trying to talk to him on taking his computer. He won't talk. All he does is shake his head no. I know the reasons for that now was because there was tape recorders right there in the house.
Why she pointed
No, wait, no. Hold on. Then I'll walk out here and then I'll be there alone and I won't get upset. After a period of time, was it 10 minutes? Was it a half an hour? I don't know how long I was up there. But I think it was Officer Stagg. I know that some of them guys, like I said, the guys were with me, all except for that short period of time that I was upstairs, whatever period of time it was. Somebody over on the steps, because I heard it, said, okay, this is it. Either you're coming downstairs or you're going to jail. I looked at Jeannie, and I don't remember if she was sitting in that chair at that point or she was standing up. I'm not guess. Now, this was a guess. She was sitting in the chair in front of the computer. I said, I'm sorry. I did as much as I could do. There's no more I can do. I said, I'm sorry. They're going to take it. There's nothing we can do about it. I walked out of there. I walked downstairs. I was down there a period of time. Once again, was it 5 minutes? Was it 15, 20 minutes? I don't know, but I don't think it was very long. And I heard her start screaming to me. Stagg said, don't even think about it. Don't even try it. We're not going through that again. In other words, I don't think there's a warden there that's going to state that I give them a bad time during that period of time that I was in the house, because I give nobody a bad time. I just expect the same respect from them as I give them. If I don't mouth off to them, if I don't give them a bad time, they got their reason to be in there and they're out of it. That's the end of it, right? Well, anyway, I did not go back upstairs. I don't know what happened up there. I did hear her holler up there a couple of times. All right, now let's just fast forward it here. Quite a ways. This was December 14th when this went down. April comes. She's on me because I had a GPS in my truck. There was nothing on that GPS. In fact, Stagg said to me before they took the truck that day, we took the truck for 2 days. Stagg said to me before they took the truck, you better go out and get your Christmas stuff out of the truck. I said, fine. I had him the keys of an out there. I take some stuff out. The GPS was laying there and I reached for it. No, he said, that's not a mistake. And I got a smile on my face and I said, that's fine. I said, you guys think that there's so much on this GPS. There's not, you know. And I said, if I ever learned how to use it, which if I had, I would have had lots of stops on that GPS because it's faster than writing them down or whatever. But anyway, that's beside the point. I know that. But anyway, what happened was they took the GPS along with the truck. So then after the search warrant's done and this and that, she's on me. This is your fault. They got the GPS. It's my GPS and it was her GPS, this and that and all the rest. So I said, we'll get it back because there's nothing on it. As soon as they check it, they're going to give it back to us. I said, don't worry about it. Well, this is December 14th. The beginning, probably about the middle of April, I was tracking Beaver. I come home on a Monday afternoon, probably 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I suppose. There was a message on the machine, and it was from Lieutenant Lee. Mr. Kottom, we'd like to talk to you on Thursday at 3 o'clock. Please call me and let me know. This does mean something, so I'll get to it real very quickly. Okay? So the next morning, I called Lieutenant Peyton's office. He wasn't there yet. I leave a little message on his machine, and I said that I was in the woods trapping a few beaver and this and that, and I said, I won't be home today, but if you can give me an idea what you want to talk to me about on Thursday, I can make my mind up if I'm going to be out there, if I'm not. I come home Tuesday night. There's another message on the machine. Mr. Kottom, we'd like to talk to you on Thursday at 3 o'clock. Bring your attorney along if you want. I didn't have no attorney at that time. I didn't feel I needed one. Anyway, the next morning, I called to tell him that I was not going to show up out there, that I felt that there was no reason for me to come out there. I was not going out there. I left that message on the machine. A couple months later, he called me back. He was just coming to the office or whatever. And I said, no, I'm not coming out there. And he was kind of stunned by that and this and that and all the rest of this. And I said, whatever. Well, she had been on me. This is what I'm leading up to. I'll finally do it. She had been on me about this GPS. She come downstairs a couple minutes later, and I said, Peyton's out there right now. I said, you want the GPS back? Call. I said, they're really hot for me to come out there Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock. I said, use my phone, call off my phone. He's going to grab it right away because he's going to think it's me calling back. And I said, you got a chance to talk to him, tell me you want your GPS. She calls out there, and I said, put it on speakerphone so I can hear what he's got to say. So she put it on speakerphone, and she said, hey, where's my GPS? And right away, he attacked her. Right now, he said, you're lucky that I didn't charge you with obstruction of justice. And I said, what is your problem? I mean, what's he attacking her for now? This is 3-4 months later. And is it mean anything to you guys or not? I don't know. But I didn't feel that he had the right to come after her at that point. It was long past the day that they were in the house. She was not doing anything wrong that day. She might have made a few statements in the house that she shouldn't have made. Hey, take your effing boots off if you're coming through my house. Well, they have a search warrant. They got a job to do. I can understand that. But do they have the right to soil people's drugs and stuff like that? Well, hey, that's questionable. Do they want to take their boots off, walk in the house, put their boots back on? I understand that too.
They have white things that also can go in.
I understand too, but I mean, she was combative towards him. There's no doubt about that. You know, and that's what it is. And I'm not sitting here trying to sugarcoat everything that didn't happen up there. As far as anything else that happened upstairs, I wasn't up there. She didn't say nothing to me about it until after they were gone. And I said, why didn't you say something before they were gone? Oh, another thing too, excuse me. And I was going to get this in and I almost forgot it.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Sure.
When you make the statement that she was combative toward them, what does that mean?
Mouth-wise.
At the door.
Did she push them or do anything like this?
No.
Mally at the front door.
Yeah, and then
Well, they had their.
I don't know if she did. From that point on, I think she was pretty good after they got through the house there. I don't remember any incident that happened, except unless something happened upstairs.
No,
I got a hunch. I know what happened upstairs, but strictly a hunch. I don't think you guys want to hear that.
We'll get to the upstairs in just a second. You wanted to get out of here.
One other thing, yeah. I'll just take him outside for long enough. Back. I just can't sit here and listen to all this. But anyway, after she hollered, there's no doubt about that. After she hollered down to me 2 or 3 times or what it was, for me to please come up here and help me, and she was crying and screaming at me. One of them had called the cops. Now, I don't know which officer it was. I turned around and I looked, and here's an officer walking through into my house. He hadn't knocked on the door. I didn't. Yes.
None of that's over the Chisholm, the officer. Dan.
Yes. And I said to him, I got kind of mouthy to him, which I shouldn't have done, but I don't care. I did what I did. I said, what in the F do you want my house? How come you're not knocking on my door, this and that, the whole rest of this? And he said,
He was called.
He said, I got called. I said, I don't care if he got called or not. You had no right to walk into my house without knocking on the door. Well, looking back, I suppose he did. If they got a situation down there where they need help with, I mean, they got nothing. But anyway, why, I'm just going to say right now, did they call on account of her? I don't know. Had they called when I was still upstairs trying to convince Peyton into leaving the machine there and just letting them, I don't know that either. There was a period of time there between that and the time he actually showed up, and I heard him apologize to him. I'm sorry I couldn't get down here quicker, but we had something going on or this and that. What it was, I have no idea. About 2 weeks ago, I went up to the police station. I tried to get a report, to find out more, and they said all you're going to see is this, officers called him, is that he assisted an officer. That's all from the report. So I said, that's good to know that. And I don't know if they called me on account of her or if they called me on account of this. I'm not sure. To this day, I have no idea. Maybe one of those guys know. I don't know. But I was threatened when I was upstairs. Either I went downstairs right now or I was going to jail. So that's basically what it is. And, one other thing. when I was up there, like I've already told you once, Peyton wouldn't talk, just kept shaking his head no, kept shaking his head no. I handled the case, the criminal part of this, by myself for a while. I'm not getting into the criminal part of it, but this part to me, I think, is very, what's it called, it did happen right at the in-house. I knew, Jeannie pointed out to me that some of these guys had tape recorders, or she figured they did, and I wasn't sure. If I started thinking about it, the way Peyton was acting, and stuff, not wanting to talk, and this, I just shaking his head, I figured she's got to be right. She's got to have tape recorders. During a period of time with my criminal trial that I was going pro se for a while there, I requested from the prosecutor's office the tapes that were in my house that day. I wanted to copy those tapes. I got a copy back, or I got a letter back from the prosecutor's office stating there was 2 wardens that had tapes on. One of them, they couldn't get the information off it. The other one was not on. To me, that was pretty much of a gray area. I think they were trying to cover up something here. No, that's just what I think. I mean, and I think if you people were looking at it from my direction, you'd be looking at the same one. And am I trying to be honest today? I don't think I can be more honest today. And if there's anything else you guys want, I will be back in here in a little while. Okay. And I'll take care and we'll go around 2 blocks and pass it on a little bit. You guys will talk to her and she'll be all right.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Well, I'm just trying to be honest. And I felt that I made a mistake that day by not going back upstairs. And I felt bad about it. I apologize for the 100 times.
Yeah, you weren't in a position to go back upstairs that day.
I know, but I still should.
My blood sugar was 42. They asked if colonel or whatever, captain or whatever, Stag asked if I wanted an ambulance. I said, no, I know what I need. I said, I need some sugar. And I wanted to get towards the kitchen. They wouldn't let me go to the kitchen, and that's how I got from the table to the steps, and that's how I saw Levinsky standing in the doorway there, and he had a tape recorder on, and that's when I showed Rick that they had tape recorders on. So I knew that, you know, that was going on, and they were taping everything that we were going to say that day.
Did you get your sugar?
No, never got my sugar. Got asked if I wanted an ambulance. I said, no, I know what I need. I need sugar. And Rick had me take my glucose, and it was 42. And I have to take it 3 times a day. I inherited diabetes from my mother. I didn't get it till 1998.
But you never got your sugar?
No, never got no honey or sugar, nothing. Not a piece of candy, nothing.
Okay.
Got thrown on the bed.
Okay, and let's go back to that. Let me start there. I told you to do some question by question pieces right there. And you said you were sitting in the chair.
Yes, I was sitting in the chair. I was in the chair, and they were going to let me Peyton was going to let me put the computer on, Lieutenant Peyton. And everybody was just grasping whatever they could grasp, and I'm still missing a Rolodex that they never wrote down on there. I haven't sent Christmas cards out since this has happened. I'm missing a bunch of floppy disks that were personal. They had nothing to do with this case whatsoever. They were just my personal floppies that people send me pictures. I didn't want them on my computer. I'd put them on a floppy to get them off my computer because I didn't want to load up I'm just not a loader on my computer. I have a computer right now. You can come in there and see right now. Papa Fisher is on there. You know what it's under? It's under a credit card. Because I didn't know what else to call it, because everybody that calls the house asks for Papa Fisher. I mean, it's just a thing, you know, and I don't even think it's funny anymore. And that day, I'm sitting up there thinking, well, what username should I use for him? And I thought, oh, hell, I'm just going to use Papa Fisher. Excuse the slang. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm not perfect.
Let's go back.
All right, let's go back.
You were in the chair.
I was in the chair, and
turn the computer on.
Yeah.
And what happened after that point?
Lieutenant Payton decided I wasn't going to be able to do it, and they were going to take that, they were going to take the computer, and they were going to take the screen, and I have a flat screen, a 19-inch flat screen, and I said, for God's sake, what are you and the keyboard he wanted to take. And I said, for God's sake, why do you want to take that on top of everything else? The screen's going to get scratched. I'm going to have how much money out in a screen that I had bought from Gateway in Minneapolis, and it's not going to do me no good scratched up when I get it back. Are you going to make it good? We're only going to take it for 2 weeks. I said, you can attach any screen to that. I know that. I'm not computer I'm how can
I get your point. We get your point.
Okay, you get my point. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyhow, then all of a sudden, Payton said, he didn't give a shit about the screen, basically, evidently. And the screen stayed, and the keyboard stayed. And I said, you're taking my life away from me. And I was crying, and somebody pushed me back in the chair.
Let me stop you right there.
All right.
Somebody pushed you back in the chair.
Against my...
Does that mean you were trying to get up out of the chair? Or
I was...
moving the chair forward?
I was against my roll-top desk, sitting like this.
Okay.
Somebody moved me just like this.
They turned you.
Yes.
They turned the chair.
So quick.
Okay.
And with my blood sugar so low, I actually was dizzy.
So your chair was up against the roll top,
yes,
which is where your display is.
Yeah, where my keyboard is.
Keyboard is.
Everything.
Display.
Yeah.
And then they turned your chair.
Yes, they turned my chair. And my mother had passed away in '99, and I took a chest of drawers for my mother, and it has a cedar chest in the bottom drawer. Mm-hmm. That's why I took it. Okay, and I took a few other things, but anyhow, our house is wall to wall, everything. You know what I mean? Everybody has died in my family. But somebody pushed me just like this against the back and rolled me away, from the desk like, and then somebody else did it again. And it was 2 different people that did it. But it happened so fast that I didn't see the faces, to be honest with you, because everything is going on in this small room, and they're digging into everything of mine, and I'm trying to tell them, I'm sorry, it's a mess in here. My dog died, my sister died, we're not trying to hide nothing. I'll show you whatever you want. I'm begging with them, don't take this. And that's when 2 of them grabbed me and pulled me up, and Payton was one of them, and in the room I went.
A different room.
A different room with a door on it, my bedroom, with a door on it. The computer room has no door on it.
And had they asked you to step back or get away from the computer desk at any time?
No, not that I recall.
Had they asked you to be quiet?
No. No. I was trying so hard, I don't think nobody knew what to do.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I was just sobbing. Just sobbing.
Okay.
I go in there, to be honest with you, I testified in Hibbing and I testified in Duluth. And I go in that room today and I still feel like I've been raped. Because it was such a bad experience for me. I sit in there for maybe an hour or 2 hours and I just start shaking and I have to leave that room. And I told my husband, I said, I want to get my new computer out of there and move it into the bedroom or downstairs. I don't care anywhere but in that room, because I said, it just brings back those memories all the time, And then I don't have, when Christmas comes, I don't have the Rolodex. He never marked it down, so there is no Rolodex. He marked my bank card down, but I never got a bank card back from them. I canceled the bank card that same day because I know that they have to have a subpoena to get into my banking account, and there's nothing in my banking account but my lousy disability check and my lousy disability pension check, and maybe some other money from surveys or something that I do, like on Pinecone or something.
So do you remember who picked you up from your chair?
Payton was one of them. I don't know who the other one was. I think it was Kip. I'm not positive. I know he was rough. He was in my bedroom afterwards, right after I got thrown on the bed. They threw me on my stomach on my bed and said, stay there. And that's when I started yelling for Rick. And then Peyton put his body in the door, and he had his legs crisscrossed out like a toddler could crawl between his legs, but I couldn't because I'm so big. I've always been a big person, but not this big, I'll tell you. I had lost 83 pounds before this happened, you know. And then he had one hand up like this. And every time somebody from the computer room, because I could hear it because the doors, you know, there's no door in the bedroom. Every time somebody asked him something, he either went like this or like this. He would not say nothing. It was just quiet, like he didn't want it on the tape whatsoever. They wouldn't let Rick come up. I got no sugar, nothing till those people left. They were there, 9 of them, for 4 hours.
You talked about, your husband talked about you being verbally combative downstairs.
At the doorway, because I was in my pajamas, which I wear that are short. I'm a big person. I don't have a great body, you know.
What do those pajamas look like? Can you tell me what they look like?
In December? They probably, they're split on the sides, they button down to here, and when we go camping, I wear shorts underneath them.
Solid, check, stripe.
Oh God, I don't remember. I've got so many of them that I can't remember.
Did you ever get a chance to change from pajamas into clothes during any of that time? Or were you your pajamas the whole time?
I put shorts on.
Put shorts on, but kept the same top on? Okay.
I put shorts on. Yes, I did put shorts on. And then...
Is there anything, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Is it possible that you would have said anything to the officers that they would have perceived as non-cooperative?
I was very upset because, number one, when they came to the door, they had their video camera on. And I was dressed the way I was dressed. I thought they could at least give me the decency to go and get dressed, or let me get out of the way and let Rick come, you know, there. My name was not on the search warrant, number one. Number two, I've had people come to my house. I have light blue carpeting in my front room, and I have a rose-colored rugs all over my front room so that we don't have trail marks, and my carpeting was brand new back then, and I had just had put it in that fall, and I didn't want it all marked up. That's why I said, could you please take off your boots or wipe your shoes? Peyton, no. Just come on in, guys. And then they started coming in the back door too, and I thought, well, isn't this cute? And then there's a guy with a digital camera, and he's taking pictures of everything. And then another guy is going, oh my God, look at the animals in here. I can't believe all the animals you have in here. And I said, so what is the difference? We like animals. We've trapped all our lives. I said, we haven't taken anything that we shouldn't take. Not that I'm aware of anyhow. And I'm with him 3/4 of the time. I haven't trapped now for a couple years, but I do the driving, you know, because it goes faster that way, you know. But they never even brought up that I could have been driving my own truck on the day that he was supposed to be on Cougar Road. They don't know. And I'll tell you something right now. I got a picture right out in the truck that they submitted that was supposed to be my truck. And you know what? I am no dummy. I know they can get a hold of anybody and ask who has a red pickup truck on that street or drives a red pickup truck in the city of Chisholm, or what does Kottom drive, and look it up, and you can pull up Ford, and you can pull up license plate numbers and driver's license numbers. I'm not dumb. You know, and all they had to do was figure it out and see, and they knew that it was registered to me. You know why it was registered to me? Because I bought it. He didn't buy it. I bought it. And then I got another one coming in from the back door going, oh my God, the truck you have out there and the boat you got in that garage. And I said, yeah, and there's not a hair's hair in either one of them. Did you check it out? And I was kind of, not combative about it, but just the way he said it to me, I just said it back to him to let him know that that was mine, not my husband's. The truck was my husband's. And maybe his name might be on there, but I'll tell you what, it's coming off of there because now it's paid for.
Well, let's go just step back again, back to the computer room. Do you feel that you were, I don't know if I'm just very combative, but was there verbal exchanges up there?
No, I was crying. I was sobbing so hard. There was nothing, they wouldn't let me do nothing.
Did they give you any type of directions at all?
They were going to let me do everything at that computer to begin with.
And then why did that change? Why did they all of a sudden decide
Lieutenant Payton decided no.
Instead of letting you go? Did you ever turn it on and go on to it?
No. Never even.
What happened there?
I went to reach to turn it on and he said, no, I have no idea. I don't know what I don't know.
Why do you think?
I think he thinks that we were running this big business because he found that thing on taxidermy.net. But you see, if you go back.
On your computer they found taxidermy?
No. And that's what I'm trying to get at with you people, number one, is every computer has its own ID number. And if anybody, you would have thought that the BCA would have realized that that taxidermy.net did not come off of my computer. Is that me or you?
That's me. I'm just going to flip the tape.
Yeah, let's stop in there.
Yeah, let's stop in there.
Okay. So there.
You never turned the computer on?
No, I never even. No,
okay.
I never even turned it on. So then he said, we won't take. Oh, somebody started ripping off my passwords because I had them just, taped on the bottom. Because what's the difference? I mean, they're nothing. There was nothing in there anyhow. It was just easy for me to get into eBay to watch these chimes or to watch. I had made a wreath once, I think, that I had put on eBay. I don't know. I just for something to do, you go into eBay because there's so much. I collect Coca-Cola items. That's another one I go in. If they would have looked close enough, they would have seen I bought Coca-Cola items off of eBay even. I bought a timer off of eBay even that is Coca-Cola, and it's sitting on my mother's chest. I've got an old Coca-Cola truck and Coca-Cola cookie jar and Coca-Cola figurines and you name it. I've tried to collect it. Coca-Cola pens and that I don't use because I know there'll be a collector's items for my grandkids because it's got to be. People are under the assumption things have to be 50 years old to be a collector's item. They have to be 100 years old to be a collector's item.
I ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
My father he's probably dead now, he was a diabetic, so I've got quite a bit of experience with diabetes and low blood sugar and that whole piece of it.
I could have went into a coma.
It could have been, you could have had some issues there, but you didn't, so let's not, it's kind of in that morning, if I understand, reading your testimony, you had taken some painkillers.
Yes, from my back.
You remember what you took? What you were taking at that point in time?
Muscle relaxers for my back. I take Valium and Soma.
Valium and Soma.
Yes, 10 milligrams of Valium and Soma I'm given for my back.
Okay. And I saw also a doctor's report, I think that you had sent, and he had prescribed
Demerol. When it gets very, very bad, I will take Demerol, but then I have to lay down. Once it kicks in, I don't drive a car. I don't do anything with it because I want to know what I'm doing. I don't even talk on the phone when I take Demerol. It just knocks me right out.
Had you taken Demerol that morning?
No, I had not.
Okay. The next question then, with your blood sugar situation and then the Valium and the Soma.
I should have been more relaxed. I shouldn't have been as upset as I was.
Okay. And another piece of that is, could that have any way? I'm trying to get, you have some fuzzy areas, and you even tell us you have some fuzzy areas.
Sure I do. Well, it's been 4.5 years, or 4.25 years, or whatever you know.
Do you think your blood sugar and the meds you were taking at that time could have contributed to some of the fuzziness that occurs in your recollection of what took place in the bed?
Oh, that bedroom was way too small, and I said it was 3, 4, 5. Did I say 3, 4, 5, or 6, or 4, 5, and 6? I knew there was a lot of guys in there because they were rifling in there before I got in there, and they were rifling in there after I got in there. And there's still a lot of. I've got a plastic. It's about this long. Of floppies because my old computer that they took. Okay, I used a lot of floppies on it. Floppies are going out now.
Yep.
Everybody knows that. That monkeys with computers. I mean, I still have the ones they gave back to me, but I don't have the plastic ones that they took with the floppies in it. And those were just personal things. And if I was to go and ask Lieutenant Payton, he'd probably throw me in jail, for God's sakes again. You know what I mean? After telling me that on the telephone. I won't even wave to these guys. One guy waved to me on 16 when I was going to Duluth one day with a girlfriend. And you know what? I actually waved back to him, and my girlfriend said, boy, you've got a lot of guts. And I said, no. You know what it is? It's respect. It's respect. Because they thought we were running this big business because of this taxidermy.net thing that he sold, and what he sold to Stan. But what he sold to Stan, he said, had to be tagged. It had to be tagged. And everything that was in our basement would have been tagged that day. And everything that was in our basement would have been legal that day. And what do you do when somebody's freezer breaks down and it's your best friend? And say it's not fur even, just say it's their meat. Would you take their meat and let them put your meat in their freezer? I would.
Well, let's not talk about the criminal piece.
I'm sorry, but I'm just, okay, all right, I get carried away, I'm sorry.
We didn't come to talk about this.
Okay, just bring me back, that's all you have to do. I also take, once in a while, Tylenol 4s, but the Tylenol 4s don't work that well, so I've pretty much been laying off of them, and I am on high blood pressure pills. I have been since I've been 18 years old because I've had migraines since I was 18 years old, and I used to have Demerol shots, and I used to have Vistral shots because I couldn't keep anything down, and I eat very little. I've had my calories even counted at the hospital, 550 they figure I eat in a day, and it's because I can't walk like I should be able to walk because of my back, and I'm not going to take the chance of having the surgery until my back does go out, because too many people have been paralyzed from this surgery. And I went down to Duluth, and a neurosurgeon told me that just got out of the service, and he did nothing but these back surgeries, he said. And he said, right to my husband and me, do not have that done. And do not go to a chiropractor either, ever again, or an osteopath.
Back to your bedroom.
Okay, my bedroom.
Not the bedroom, excuse me, the computer.
All right.
There's a chair in the computer room.
Yes, there is.
What kind of chair is that?
It's similar to this.
So it's a roll-style, office-style chair?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
and it has.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. And it's got lumbar seats.
When you said they took the chair, and did
they pushed with the,
they touched the chair. They went at any point were their hands on you at that point?
No, not until they shoved me into my bedroom. That's when they managed.
They pushed on the arm.
Pulling me out of the chair.
And how did they pull you? You could describe that for me also.
They pulled me kind of like with my arms, and my ribs really were sore, the next day. And I don't even remember what the 14th was on, I to be honest with you. And my ribs stayed really sore, and I said to my husband, I don't know if I got a broken rib here or what's going on here, but I said, I'm going to go into the doctor. Well, my doctor is ready to retire.
How do you account for your ribs getting sore, do you think?
I think because they threw me on my bed, and when I hit my bed, I think I must have hit the edge of the mat. I have a big top mattress and a big bottom mattress, a high bed.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where I got sore. But, Dr. Cardwell never asked me if I wanted to report this, because I certainly would have reported it long before now. I mean, I didn't even know until it was brought up in court that I could report it.
You went to the doctor that day. You also turned in a progress report from that day. Yeah. And you had said that you went in your testimony that you went in for the sore rib.
Right.
Now, it only talks about back pain in that progress report. It doesn't talk about sore ribs. No.
Dr. Cardwell.
Did you report it? Your sore ribs?
Yes, I did, but Dr. Cardwell, again, he is a doctor that he was just taking me because he was on call that day. You know what I'm saying? He's not my regular doctor.
You were in for back pain?
No, I told him why I was in there. And then he went and said in his report something, she did not want to report this or make a report or something. And I said to my husband when I saw that, I said, he never even asked me. So when they dictate it after you leave the room, and you're gone out of the building, and that's what he put in his report. Well, what am I going to do? Go against the doctor? It's like going against the DNR. I just want this over. I want it all over. I wish I could just die so it would go away, to be honest with you.
Maybe you've already answered this question. Who turned the chair first?
They did.
Who's they?
Lieutenant Payton.
Okay, and who pushed the chair then? Did they turn it once?
They both did. They both did, because
back?
I'm such a good person. I'm sure one wouldn't do it, believe me. I'm sure
they
one.
being Lieutenant Payton and...
I don't know if it was Kip for sure or not. I know it was Kip that grabbed me with Lieutenant Payton. And I'll tell you, for 4.5...
Let me stop you right there. When you say it's Kip that grabbed you with Lieutenant Payton...
To throw me in my bed.
Throw you on your bed.
Yeah.
Okay. Before you didn't know that. Before you were just a little bit ago, you were fuzzy.
Well, I wasn't sure, but then he went to the chair, the rocking chair, and he said, what's in this chair? I said, dirty clothes, because my husband didn't bring the basket up, and I only can lift 5 pounds, I said, right now. And I said, there's just dirty clothes in there. And I forgot there was, and honest to God, if I would have thought about this, I would have told him. There's a pine marten in there that was already done, and I was cleaning the cement off of his eyes that we had done for the house, and I don't know if they took it or not. I really don't know. And then they proceeded to the closets, and then they proceed to my underwear drawer. And when they hit my underwear drawer...
Were you still in the computer room at this time?
No, I was in my bedroom. I watched him rifle through the clothes.
What were you doing then at that point in your bedroom?
I was just laying on my bed.
If you were laying on your bed, you stated, and you said Lieutenant Payton was blocking the door.
Yeah.
What was he blocking the door for?
So I couldn't get out.
Were you trying to get out?
Did I get up and try and get out? No. He said, you stay there.
And you complied with those?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I didn't want to go to jail.
So you do, just to reiterate again, I'm sorry to go over this.
No,
again,
that's all right.
I just want to be clear. that it was Lieutenant Payton, you said, and Kip Duncan who turned your chair and pushed you?
I believe it was Kip. I won't say for
Okay, you're not
positive.
sure on that.
I'm not
And then
positive, but I know it was Peyton.
And the same.
And he's trying to blame it on somebody else. I can't remember who he's trying to blame it on, but he tried to blame it on somebody else. But he did admit in court that, yes, they did block the doorway. Somebody did with his body. But he said it wasn't him, it was somebody else. And I didn't, you know what, I don't even read the stuff when it comes anymore because I'm to the point where they're going to say what they want to say and we're going to say what we want to say, and however it comes out, and that's the way it is. And there is no business, and there, you know, I mean, if I just don't know. I just don't know what to think about this whole thing. And we've never gotten discoveries on everything. We don't even know who the people are that were supposed to have been the people that turned, you know, us in or something. That was supposed to come in the discovery. Well, we never did get that. And then we hired, you know, one attorney, and he told us one day, he said, oh, gee, nice drive up from St. Cloud. I really enjoyed this drive. And I thought to myself, he enjoys the drive up to St. Cloud. My husband didn't get to go in the room, and they were going to try and make a deal with him. And why do we have him as a lawyer when my husband isn't in the room? That's awfully funny. So we got rid of that one, and then we picked up another doozer. So when you don't have money, you can't get what you need. So you fight for yourself. And that's what I'm doing right now, because they are supposed to be professionals. If I was a professional, and I was a professional for 17 years, I worked for Miners Incorporated, okay? And I'll tell you what, when I saw somebody fall, somebody having trouble in there, I helped bag their groceries. I helped them walk out the door. I would help them get their groceries in the car if nobody was around. If the lines were full, I wasn't even supposed to cashier that day, and my boss would say, would you please go do that? I would go do it. I'd go do it even if they didn't ask me, you know, because I could get in the tills and I knew how. You know, it wasn't a big thing to me because it's helping the customer. You know, and I just felt like we were just being blackballed for something that we weren't doing. And I still feel that way. And I feel that we're going on 5 years of this. Do you know what this has done to Rick and me? He's got a bad heart. I've had a heart attack. I had a heart attack October of 05. You could check on that. I'm sure it's in my records. Because I tried to get diet pills and they wouldn't give me diet pills because of that. Because I wouldn't go have my surgery. I refused surgery because my brother-in-law went to have surgery, and he had a stroke right on the table, and 2 years, 9 months later he died. So why should I go and have that done? We haven't lived. We have not lived in all this time. We have not lived. All our resources go to lawyers and making our payments, you know.
Okay, let's, we're gonna bring you back.
Okay, bring me back. I'm sorry, I wandered.
Okay.
I'm a wanderer. I'm a tangent runner. That's a good thing to say. I didn't even read none of this. I don't even know why I brought this book.
And in a little bit, we're gonna take a break in just a little bit, and if you need to go through your notes, and we can go through ours. But let's switch gears for just a minute. We can always go back if we need to. Let's talk a little bit about the damage to your computer. Can you please explain what kind of damage and how that occurred?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I was in my bedroom when they pulled all the cords out, but as you can see, they certainly didn't unscrew them like they could have unscrewed that screw. You can see that they pulled the telephone cord right out, because that's broken off. And how often have you pulled out a telephone cord yourself and broke it off? I've done it a couple times.
To answer your question, I do it way too much.
See?
It's easy to
It happens.
It's
yeah.
easy
So
to do.
this telephone, yeah, that's easy to do. And I've even,
Telephone's easy.
Yeah, everybody's
I
done it.
snap those off.
Yeah.
Everybody's done it. But that big cord now.
didn't know about computers because you have to twist those and open them up before you
That's
pull
right,
them
but I begged them to show me so when I got my computer back, I could hook it back up. And he said I'd have it back in 2 weeks, and what was it, 10 or 12 weeks later, I got it back?
Do you believe this could have been done by mistake?
No. They wanted it now, and they wanted it out, and they wanted to get it out of there and get it out of the house, and that's the way they did it. And just like the other things I'm missing that aren't written down. They just didn't write them down. And I know there's more missing than that, but you know what? I just can't put it all together in there because when I go in there, sometimes I just start to shake it in there, and I just get up and get out of there. I have very little on the computer. When the computer came back, it didn't have all the screws in it. I went to give the computer to somebody. I didn't even want that computer ever again in my house. And my husband says, junk it. Do whatever you want with it. He says, it's your
So you
computer.
got rid of the computer?
Oh, I don't have that computer no
You
more.
got a new one?
I have a new one, yes.
Was there any other damage done to anything else in that room? Or did they do any damage anywhere else?
I don't know. You'd have to ask my husband about... Oh, they checked the oil on his vehicle, and right on the thing it says they're supposed to tow his truck. And we brought that up to Lieutenant Payton, and he said that he would be responsible if he was in an accident, or whoever driving it. Now, why does it say that it's supposed to be towed when they impound it and then they drive away from your house with it? You know. And what was all these man hours put in for over something like that? Why didn't they check in the beginning where this taxidermy.net came from, and they would have known whose computer who put it on there? It was not us.
That was not on your computer?
No. I don't know. Let me put it like this. I never looked under taxidermy.net on my computer. I don't believe anybody else did. But I can't say that if I popped it up, it would show up on our computer, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying?
Does anyone else have access to your computer?
No, but I would have to know the person's name and his password, I'm sure, to get into. I don't even know how you get into taxidermy.net. I don't know. This guy was doing it. He's in jail now, so I couldn't even... I don't have the answers to that, you know. But what I'm trying to say is, there's an IP for everybody's number unless you dial up. Dial-up changes constantly. When you're 256 or more, you have the same IP. You can pop that IP up and you can see whose name belongs on that computer, and my computer is named Baby Oscar. That's what it was named. Not Jeannie Kottom, not Roderick Kottom, but Baby Oscar. Because my dad means that much to me. Dad.
I think I'm gonna request a break. That'd be all right with you? I'm gonna turn the tape off now. I just want to go back again one more time to when you were up in the room, out of the chair.
Because I was sobbing so bad because they were going to take some life away from me, my computer away from me. Like I said on the witness, I didn't even ask me to get out of the chair.
They didn't ask you to get out of the chair?
No.
Or they didn't ask you to go into the other room?
No.
Okay. They just took you by each arm.
Yeah.
Pulled you out.
They just basically manhandled me.
Could it, let me ask this question, because you said you were trying and solving.
Yes, I was.
So is it possible that they may have persisted so much, and maybe they had asked you, maybe you hadn't heard of it?
Because I was yelling for Rick even, because I didn't want them to take my computer. That doesn't mean nothing. Ask him how much I go on the computer now compared to what I used to go on the computer. I might go on it maybe 2-3 times a week. I mean, it's just... No, I know.
Okay.
I know. I know. I told them that.
Yeah.
And I can't help myself.
That's all right.
I didn't mean to interfere.
No, that's fine.
I have a question. You said something about diabetes. Did you?
No, yeah, that was my question.
Oh, okay.
Can I just,
There is. Ask me if I felt that they felt that I was combative when I was in that chair. And I was on my bed. One of them asked me, and I don't remember, the closets and the drawers and everything, get upset over my underwear drawer. I said, they ever come in again, I'm going to throw that underwear. I just feel that's so impersonal. I mean, you know what I mean? If they would even
You
ask
said
me
that
to
out
open
loud,
it.
or did you say that to somebody specific?
They've done it twice now to me, and I just get upset every time. My bras are in there, my underwear's in there, and...
Johnson was pretty decent.
Yeah, Johnson was pretty decent about it. Yes, Chris. Yes.
He was a no.
Okay, what I wanted to say was, if I was so combative when I was on the bed, one of them asked me, can we go up in your attic and check out your attic? I said, I would love you to go up in my attic and check out my attic. And I said, oh, to your heart's content. But you remember, you fall through the floor, you're going to be buying me a new kitchen and a new dining room. And that's what I said to him. And I said it just that way. And it might sound kind of combative, but I said it in a way where, go ahead, be my guest.
Do you think there was any physical combativeness?
Resistance.
That's a better word, I'm sorry, yes.
I never stopped them from going anywhere.
You never came at them in any...
No,
But
never.
you did make the dresser statement while in the bed.
Oh yes, I was on my bed when I made that statement. I said, why my underwear drawer? And you know what I mean? It just is so personal, I guess. There's nothing in there but my underwear. I mean, if I had other, I don't know. I'm going to change my underwear drawers. And you know what? I don't even know if they went through the drawers that were even in the chest of drawers that was in the computer room. You know what I mean? Because if they would have ran into nothing but my mother's and my dad's stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then I might have really gotten upset.
Okay, one other question.
And the officer,
Maybe he could put some input into it. I don't know.
You were danced last night?
You know so.
very nice. He's very
But
nice
he might
to talk
be able to give
to.
you some input, the reason why he come down there. Can he remember back that far? I don't know.
But I mean,
Do you remember, was he there when the incident
No.
that you were complaining about happened?
No.
He came in after?
Yes.
because I was yelling for Rick.
Because
I don't know.
of something that happened.
I think they could have been a little more professional and handled, because Rick told them I was not well, at the door there. And they didn't care when I was in that computer room, I'll tell you, or my bedroom.
I think we all learned something from this, meaning me and the officers both. And IP number, then after they couldn't find something out here to speak of. And the first thing I would say is, are you guys sure you're taking the right computer? Are you sure this has the right IP number?
And I could have popped that up for them. You know what I mean? If they were going to come in and take a computer, don't you think that they should have somebody that is computer savvy enough to pop up an IP number if it's DSL and not dial up? Do you know what I'm saying? I would think so. There was no need to send that all the way down to the St. Paul for 10 weeks. You know what I mean? I think I started getting withdrawals after about 9 weeks. I think I really did. I just had nothing to do, and I'm so limited in what I can do that, I can't get out and I I personally have tried to walk my dog around one whole block, and I get halfway around the block and I come up the alley and sit in the back, and then I wonder how am I going to get through the yard to even get the door open, because I didn't bring the door key or the door opener to open, you know, the door and stuff. But, you know, but everybody has things that they collect. Some people collect, like I put in the statement, fine china. Do you collect something? I don't know. Do you collect something? Do you go fishing? We go fishing a lot, where we used to. We haven't now for, my boat isn't even, his boat isn't even registered, you know. I mean, in fact, I've talked about selling it because we just haven't done anything, because our resources are going elsewhere, you know. And I mean, that has, well, it does have a lot to do with the case. Our life has a lot to do with the case. All right, but I would have a question. What is going to happen to Lieutenant Payton? What could happen to him?
Like we talked about, what we're going to do is we're going to break this up in a report.
They interview these other guys?
There'll be this is just the start of it.
Okay.
The very beginning.
This is the very beginning. There'll be more interviews done. It may take a while, but we will, as far as what's that?
Will they tell us?
Not necessarily.
I don't think I would either.
We're gonna wrap it up.
She's not that certain.
We do want to remind you about confidentiality of this, that we
The number?
You can contact.
Okay.
You can just contact me.
Okay.
You have my number, and
You can be
it's,
the primary
yeah.
point of
Okay.
contact.
So I'm gonna turn the tape off now. The interview is done.
Once all the interviews